Production support for the Friday Zone is provided by the Margaret A. Cargill Foundation and by WTIU members. Thank you.
Taylor, elbows off the table.
Jeez, sorry. What's next? You can't play with my food?
No way, that's totally okay.
You're not alone. You're in the zone. So hang up the phone and get in the zone. Get in the zone. The Friday Zone. You're in the zone. The Friday Zone. Everyone is invited to come. Everyone is invited to come. Everyone is invited. Get in the zone. Everyone is the Friday Zone.
Hey everyone. Hey, wait, Taylor, you still have a little bit left right there.
Thanks, Emily.
No problem.
So, today's show is all about having fun with your food.
And we've got cake and ice cream, and we'll show you some cool stuff you can do at home. But first, what food is more fun than popcorn?
Yeah, so we sent our Friday Zone investigator, Matt, over to Not Just Popcorn to find out more about how flavored popcorn is made in this Friday Zone investigation.
Hey everybody, we're here at Not Just Popcorn, where they have over 330 different flavors of popcorn. Now come on, let's go inside and find out how it's made and how it gets distributed so you can taste. All right, well, we're here on the first step of the production process for making this popcorn. All right, now Mary Jane, hit me through it. What are we doing here?
Well, he's getting ready to add the popcorn and the oil. The popper's already all heated up. And as soon as he does that, it'll push the lid straight up, pop out onto the conveyor belt.
There is a difference between a popping corn and regular corn.
Right.
And the moisture inside the corn, when you heat it up, that's what makes it pop.
Exactly. This is where you're going to see the pops and scraps falling into the tray.
And it comes out into this bag. When you're flavoring the popcorn, is it just, what kind of popcorn do you use in the bag?
Well, for all the savories, they're going to be powders. That's going to be like your dill pickle, biscuits and gravy, hot wings.
Biscuits and gravy and hot wing popcorn?
Yes.
And the other flavors, like the hard candies, like
Yes.
is that?
We're going to go to the other end to watch how we make those.
We have this big machine right here, and what does it do? How does it make the candy coating?
Well, you put your ingredients in.
Oh, I just heard a buzz.
At 300 degrees, the timer goes off. You add the flavoring. After you add the flavoring, you're going to add the popcorn.
And so you just take these containers of flavor and just pour them over the popcorn in that machine?
That's exactly right.
That's just amazing.
And then she moves the popcorn around on the table to get it nice and cooled and separated into the individual kernels. And that's the way every single flavor is made.
All right, so we've been looking at how the popcorn is made, but how does the popcorn get here?
The farmers have to plant the seed, then they're going to fertilize, is when they harvest, and then they'll put it in their drying and storage bins, and that's where they'll keep it until we need it.
All right, guys, it has been a blast here at Not Just Popcorn. So if you're gonna want some tasty treats like these, you're gonna have to come down to Edinburgh, Indiana.
Today's Inventune is potato chips. Did you know that potato chips started out as a prank? In 1853, a Native American man named George Crumb worked as a chef in a resort hotel in New York. He liked to cook people potatoes cut in thick slices and then fried. But one day a customer said, "These potatoes are too darn thick. I won't eat them." So, George cooked the dish again using thinner slices. But the customer said, "Still too darn thick. I won't eat 'em, I tell you." George got mad and decided to get his revenge. He cut the potatoes in slices as thin as he possibly could and fried them until they were hard and crunchy. When they were served to the customer, "These are the best potatoes I've ever had."
Joining us here in the zone is a woman after my own heart, Christine, the super cake lady from the Sweet Seas Specialty Cakes. Christine, the cakes you make are amazing. We've gotten to see some of your lovely cakes that you've created, as well as some stuff I think we're going to get to make here in the zone today. So first, can you tell us how you started out with your cake decorating?
Well, I started out like November of 2010, and this is with my own kid's birthday that they wanted a Super Mario cake.
A Super Mario cake?
Yes, and you cannot get that on any ordinary bakery around here. They were like, "What are you talking about? Are you insane?"
So you decided to take it as a challenge and make your own?
Yes, yes.
And so how did you do that?
I went on the internet and searched for the cakes, and it just showed up to me about this fondant cakes.
So you've never like gone to like bakery school or anything? You just do this
Look at these
on the
cakes.
internet?
Wow.
These are all yours?
What's your
Yes.
favorite cake you've made so far?
This one is cool. I like this
Lego
one.
Star
This is
Wars.
a Lego Star Wars. It's a Luke Skywalker
And that's
spaceship.
all edible?
It is.
Oh.
Even the R2-D2 and that, who's that? Luke Skywalker, yeah. And this one is cute too, the Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
I cannot believe that you just made these just
This is my second cake, actually.
This is your second cake
yeah,
you made right
after
here?
I made my first Super Mario cake. And this one, it looks like a distressed
Wow.
R2-D2. You can see the wrinkles around it. A bumblebee, a ladybug.
So this is definitely a nice showcase of your talent. So you actually had to watch these YouTube videos to teach you the actual skills of baking these, because you're not a baker, right?
Yes, yes. I've
You are-
never operated an oven before.
I would never know that, would you?
No, I mean, well, let's start making this thing.
Yeah.
Can you show us
Okay.
how we should
Okay,
start her off?
so we're gonna make an R2-D2 cake.
Okay.
First,
Where are we starting?
first I need to put this right on top. Let's just pop
So
this.
you pre-baked these cakes, correct?
Yes,
For us.
yes. Now it won't come out. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, I'm just gonna put something to make it stick.
So
in
the
there.
icing's kind of like the glue.
Yes,
Okay.
it'll act like a glue.
I didn't think about it that way.
And then just
I
pop
watch-
this
I
thing.
watch my fair
Oh,
share of
I
cake
put
shows
I
on
put
TV.
this straw just to support the whole R2-D2,
Oh, good
so
idea.
it won't fall back.
Oh, so we're making our own version of R2-D2.
Okay.
Yes.
And now I just have to frost the whole thing,
Okay.
and this is the tough part.
So the more you actually practice frosting, does it get easier? Or is it actually based on the
Kinda.
character?
Well, it's based on the character actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even use the spatula. It's all corner that I used to have to use my own hands.
How do you
Okay.
make the frosting?
Frosting, it depends on the customer what they want. We got like two kinds of frosting that I use. I usually use the Swiss meringue buttercream.
Okay.
It's made of egg whites
Okay. Perfect.
and butter. And the other one is American buttercream, which is more complicated and difficult to do. It won't hold up on the humidity of the weather.
Well, it just smells so
So
strong.
were you ever an artist or anything before you got into baking cakes? Because I mean, these look great.
Well, I love to do small things when I was a kid, like drawing cartoons,
Yeah.
you know, or making some cutie bookmarks to give for my friends. But I'm never really an artist.
Did you never like sculpted or did anything like that when you were
No,
younger? So this is your kind of first experience with that. And
Yes.
they're awesome. Just those first cakes. And the fact that that Mario cake was your second cake,
That would be
man,
exciting. I'd be so happy.
I can't even make cupcakes. Like, you just put those in a pan.
If I had to have a character cake, I would definitely say Hello Kitty would be my go-to.
of course you would.
Of course. Now, the tools that you used to make your icing, these cakes, was that a new experience too? I mean, you changed your...
Oh yes, everything, the tools,
Like even that's a spatula that you're using to
Yeah,
spread
I
that?
know. Yeah,
I would assume that you would use a knife or something, but this must be the character
I used to
baking
use a butter
secret
knife
for you guys at
before,
home.
and
Take
they
this.
would
a little bit easier. Is there anything you want us to do right now to help? I feel kind of worthless just standing here watching you.
You are the
right
master.
now you don't really have anything to do because I don't want to mess this up.
Oh, totally.
So we're
I don't want to mess it up either.
So you're icing the body of this right now. I think that we
Yes.
could probably finish this up.
Just,
and
oh, sorry.
yeah, and then what will we do when we come back?
We're gonna put this melted marshmallow or fondant right on top to cover it.
Okay.
Okay,
And then we
cool.
get to decorate the pieces of R2D2,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Wonderful. Well,
cool.
I think that as we get set to try our own hand at assembling our R2D2, how about you guys take a look at what we have for you to do at home? Cecilia's here with another fun idea. The next time you have an egg for breakfast or bake a cake, crack the egg carefully. If you leave most of the shell behind, you can make a fun little egghead planter. Simply add a little potting soil, sprinkle some grass seed on top, and water a little bit every day. If you keep your egghead in the sunshine and keep his soil moist, you'll soon have some green hair sprouting. And after a few days, it'll get longer and longer. Eventually, you might need to give your egghead a haircut. Make a whole family of eggheads. Thanks, Cecilia. Excellent job. And we're back with Christine here. We have just put our fondant on, cut the trimmings off. Some to the side, we
Can
had a
we eat
little bit.
those?
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah, do you want some? Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Tell me if you want some more. So we're about to put on our accessories, but the legs come first, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Are you
So
ready?
how are we going to attach this leg?
Well, I put some. What do you call this? Edible glue.
Edible glue? You can actually eat glue? I've been eating glue since the 3rd grade and now it's acceptable. This is great. Okay, let's
It
do
is
this.
just made of sugar, powdered sugar, and water, and that's it.
Best kind of glue.
We have a cake made of some good things. Fondant, I just found out, is actually made of marshmallows, which makes it even extra tasty, icing.
Then you just kind of hold it for a second.
Okay.
Just to make it
Do you want us to
stick.
help with the other one?
Oh, sure.
Emily,
If
do you want?
Yeah, I think this one's on you guys. So you just got to make sure you put the sugar glue
Yes.
on the back. And it
Just
actually
grab something brush.
keeps
here.
it on there.
How much should I put on?
Just rub it all over.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want to stick it?
Absolutely. Oh, it's really soft. It feels as light as a marshmallow. Am I doing it right?
Yep.
Hold it on there.
I just
Hold it.
Okay,
Yep.
let's start putting these
Should be good.
pieces on. Now
All
she already
right.
has these ready for us, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start gluing some of these.
So the stripe should be right on top here.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for you too.
Okay.
You're going to do the stripes?
Yeah.
What if I do the outsides?
Okay.
We can get a system going on.
How long do you have to hold it?
Okay,
to
that
keep-
should be good. But
Good?
don't make it soak so
So
wet
much? Oh,
with the
did I-
water because
See, this is my big thing, guys. Okay.
it will stain or bleed.
That's good, Emily.
Thank you. Trying to get it close.
About right.
Hope so.
Oh!
Oh, there you go.
You know what? That happens with old droids sometimes. They get a little rusty and they fall apart. But we'll just add some more glue. Emily, you got some more
Yeah, I'll just spread
sugar
it
glue?
out.
Okay.
That should be good.
So it doesn't look like we're going to complete R2D2 right now, but they can check out pictures of another one you made on your website, right?
Yes, on my website.
And we'll have some of ours on our website of this actual.
And she's
one
got
right
a bunch of pictures on her website of the cakes that she's made. And if there's a cake that you want for a birthday party, she's the lady to get a hold of.
Exactly. Christine, thank you so much for coming in here.
You're very
We're going to let you finish our R2D2. So next up in the Friday Zone, a look back because what goes better with cake than a little ice cream? See how we made ice cream using science in this Friday Zone flashback. With us right now is Stacy Radford Vincent from Wonderlab Museum of Science and Technology to tell us a little about liquid nitrogen. We're going to make liquid nitrogen ice cream as well. Welcome, Stacy. Thank you so much for coming. So tell us a little bit about this cold object in the middle of the table.
Okay, so can you tell me, what do you think this looks like? If you were just to walk up to this, what does it kind of look like to you?
Boiling water.
Boiling water. And that's what it looks like. A lot of people think that what we're seeing in this bowl is actually nitrogen in its liquid form, and it is boiling. So nitrogen can be a liquid just like any other state of matter. It just has to be really, really cold. This stuff, like I said, is boiling even though it's negative 318 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the boiling point of nitrogen. So normally we breathe nitrogen in, but here we have it super cooled and it actually is in its liquid state.
So nitrogen's around us, like we breathe it in daily, but this is just a different state,
Exactly.
isn't it? So tell us a little bit about states of gas and liquid or whatever else
Okay.
happens.
So now have you guys learned about states of matter?
Yes.
What are the 3 states of matter?
Solid, gas, and liquid.
Okay, solid, gas, and a liquid. So gas is when the matter is basically really far apart, takes up a lot of space, and some things like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide are a gas at the temperatures where we are right now, okay? And water is something that we can boil and turn into a gas, all right? Now, what would happen if you cool down water vapor? What do you think would happen? It would turn into a liquid. So it would get smaller, it would shrink down a little bit, and it would become a liquid. So liquids take up less space. They take the form of whatever they're in, so a bowl, for example. And then if we were to take water and get it even colder, what would it turn into?
Ice.
Ice, that's right. So it would turn into a solid. And if we got nitrogen cold enough, it too would turn into a solid. So as things get colder, they tend to get smaller. They get hard, like ice, right? And they tend to get really brittle. And so we're going to do a couple different experiments on some ordinary matter. We're going to see what happens when we subject it to extraordinarily cold temperatures.
And I see you have ice cream over there too. Should we be like working on that while we're doing this, or?
We'll start on that here in just a second. I want to get some of this stuff in. So we have a rubber ball, okay, so it's squishy.
Okay.
It bounces. We're going to put that in there, okay.
Okay.
All right, it's making that nitrogen boil even more. We're going to see what happens to that.
Okay.
The air that's coming off around it is really cold. Why is that? Is it freezing the air?
It is, yes. It's basically sucking all the heat out of the air and making the air feel cold to us, all right?
Now, how exactly does this work when you guys make the ice cream? How does that process do that same thing as far as changing the states?
So what we have right here is milk and some cream and some vanilla and some sugar. And we're going to cool it really, really fast by pouring nitrogen into it. Now, nitrogen normally at this temperature, it can't stay a liquid. So there's not actually going to be any nitrogen left in that ice cream mixture. But it's going to get it really, really cold as it evaporates into the air. And it's going to leave that mixture frozen and make some really, really good ice cream.
Nitrogen isn't poisonous?
Not at all.
Really?
Now, nitrogen is, like I said, normally a gas. We breathe it in all the time, right? We're all standing here. We're all alive, right? And we're going to pour some of our nitrogen in here. And we talked about earlier, what gas do we have to breathe in for our brains to function the right way?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, that's right. So if all we were to breathe in was nitrogen, that wouldn't be so good, would it? Who would like to grab that spoon right there and start doing some stirring? Okay. Now I'm going to pour this in there. Okay. And why don't you stir with this hand so that you can put your gloved hand on that bowl as it starts to get cold. Let me pour some of this in here.
Need someone hold the bowl for you?
Well, the bowl I think will be okay. It's so cold.
Now, how long
Go
does it
ahead and
usually take
stir
for it to
that
make?
around a little bit.
How long does it usually take for you to actually make the ice cream out of it?
It'll take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And so that nitrogen, you see all this smoke that's coming out, that's actually the water vapor in the air that we're seeing.
Looks like it's supposed to be spooky, but it's just cold.
Very dry. So is there anything we can see? Like, is that ball has it already changed its state at all, or is
the
it
ball
take a
is
longer?
probably going to be ready.
It's turned to ice.
Just a second, and let me borrow your glove again. How's it doing?
Okay.
Sides are turning to ice.
Okay. How about in the middle?
It's still liquid.
It's still liquid. All right. So let's pour a little bit more in there.
Well, let's see if we can. If I can throw that ball out and see what it looks like at this point.
Try and do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, why don't you put that glove on?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to put this in your hand. Take it over to the floor.
Okay. Let's see if I can throw this down real quick. We're
just-
starting to run out of time. But I think we got enough. And just throw it.
Okay.
Okay. Gonna go real quick. It's really cold. All right. It's gonna look really impressive. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. Who's ready for some ice cream?
Woo! here in the hands-on zone with a crowd of kids. You guys excited to be here? Woo! That's what we like to hear. Well, they're ready to make something, Taylor, so what do you have for us?
Well, Em, we're talking about playing with your food on today's show, which I know we all do. It's okay. We've got animals who always have a great time playing with their food and have fun eating, and that is a frog.
Ribbit.
So today we're gonna make fly catchers. It's really easy to make. It's a fun little game right here. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a paper cup, paper plates, a piece of yarn or string, scissors to cut with, paint or markers, and a big bead to make your fly out of. And of course, my personal favorite, googly eyes. So let's get started. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is, because if you see the craft here, you're kind of making a game where you catch the fly in the cup. So let's start first by take your scissors, and I want you guys to poke a hole in the bottom of your cup. Do you guys have cups to use? All right. Here we go. Give you a cup. Give you a cup, David. David and Hannah are my assistants today. And then we're gonna get some yarn.
Yeah.
And you know, make it however long you want. That just depends on how easy or hard you want your game to be. Now, one of the hard parts is threading this through. Now, if you can't get your yarn in the bottom of the cup, here's a nice little trick. Take some tape. You're gonna make a shoelace. So you're gonna hold this up. And you're gonna put the tape around like this, and it's almost like you're threading a needle. You wrap that around, get a little point. Now that you have that little tip, not the best tip.
It works for us. Thanks.
Yep, there you go. You get it right through. It's great. So then you do that. Next, you're gonna make a little knot at the end of your yarn.
Okay.
You make a knot at the end of the yarn so that the yarn stays in the back of the cup. Really big knot. I'm gonna do a few of them. Your next step will be to get your paper plate ready. Now this is gonna be your frog. So what you do is you can decorate that however you want. You can put the googly eyes on. I'm just going to make some big frog eyes. Like that, okay? So then the next part, you guys got your strings through? Cool, cool. Okay, so let's say you've decorated your plate and you've got all that ready. Let's make the fly. So, same thing as when you put the yarn through the cup. We're gonna string it through, pick whichever bead you want. Hopefully I don't have to use the tape this time. I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that same trick I did earlier. Where I make a little shoelace and string it through. Tie a little knot so that it stays. Okay, so now we have the cup and the ball. That's pretty basic, but let's get to making the actual frog. So now I'm gonna take the hot glue gun, put the ball and the yarn inside so it stays in there. Then you're gonna very carefully take the hot glue gun, be very careful, it gets really hot, and you're gonna put it around the edge of the cup like this. But make sure when you do this, because it gets kind of messy, and make sure it doesn't fall down the sides and get on your fingers, because that hurts. Do this as fast as I can, because sometimes this stuff likes to get hard before you're ready to put what you need to put on there. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm gonna put the top plate on, hold it down there for a second, like this. 1, 2, 3, good. And there you go.
Looks great.
Hole in one, right. Pretty easy game. So, as we continue our work on our fly catchers, everybody at home can take a break for a moment of science.
This time on A Moment of Science, I am your density.
A moment of science.
How do you make a Diet Coke float? Take a classic can of Coca-Cola and a can of Diet Coke, and without opening either one, submerge them in water. You'll find the can of Diet Coke rises to the top, while the classic Coke stays sunk. Can you guess why? The answer lies in the chemical contents of the Diet Coke. In fact, in the very distinction that makes it diet. Although their ingredients are otherwise similar, Diet Coke is not made with real sugar. Instead, the makers of Coca-Cola products have replaced the sugar with a synthetic chemical called aspartame. Aspartame, which is commonly known as NutraSweet, is a kind of substitute sugar intended to mimic the distinctive taste of sugar without carrying the associated calories. Real sugar has a high molecular density. In other words, you can think of sugar molecules as being thickly packed together. This also means sugar molecules themselves will be relatively heavy, even when dissolved in solution. In the case of sinking Coke, the real sugar content is acting as an anchor for the can. There's also the fact that NutraSweet is much sweeter than sugar, so less is needed per can to achieve that recognizable Coca-Cola taste. Thus, the bobbing Diet Coke not only has a lower average density, it also has a lower mass. There's less stuff dissolved in the mixture. If you were an advertising executive, you might want to market diet sodas as light. Get it? Light. I'm Andy Strife, and this has been A Moment of Science. Science.
Thanks, Mandy. Hey, Emily, what do you think the molecular density of a bug is?
I don't know, but my frog likes to eat them.
Well, guys, it's been great having you in on the Zone today. Remember to check out our website, fridayzone.org. You can watch this and other episodes of the Friday Zone and check out some behind-the-scene pictures of our crafts there. Remember to live, learn, and play the Friday Zone way. Guys, who's done with their
on
craft?
the count of 3, everyone show your frog.
Come out here and let's play a little bit.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Stick it out. Yeah.
1, 2. See how many you can get in a row. 3. Production support for the Friday Zone is provided by the Margaret A. Cargill Foundation and by WTIU members. Thank you.